Mheshimiwa, we hosted Gathoni Wamuchomba on Monday. She's the member of parliament for Githunguri constituency. And she raised an issue here, which we've actually heard from other MPs before. Budget is passed in parliament. There's an appropriation that says this and this and these projects are going to be funded in this budget. Now, she says some of the roads in her constituency that were earmarked for development of some sort, that money has been reallocated. And she alleges that some of that money has come into your constituency.
Latiff, you know, politicians at times are allowed to say anything, and some talk too much to look intelligent when they are not rather intelligent. Yeah, it happens with some of us that talk too much and really don't engage their mind fully to what they are saying. Parliament appropriates resources through the national budget.
Yes.
Fact. Appropriates.
Yes.
Get to the dictionary, look at the literal meaning of the word appropriate. Nobody else can appropriate resources. Nobody else can reallocate resources from where Parliament has appropriated those resources to. Therefore, if Parliament appropriates resources to maintain Mombasa Road, for instance.
Yes.
Kimani Ichung'wah being leader of majority, Procurement being cabinet secretary for transport and roads under his docket, cannot reallocate that budget to go and build a road in Kikuyu constituency. Therefore, if you find a specific budget line, our budget is program and project based. We get documents, probably volumes this high in Parliament on annual estimates. I'm the one who tables those documents from the National Treasury. Those documents have each and every project that the government of Kenya will fund.
To detail.
To detail.
All right.
Parliament then goes through those documents. Problem is that many of us don't pay attention to what goes on in Parliament, especially around the budget issue. I'll tell you, go back to the Hansard, go back to your YouTube clips, look at the time when we were passing the last appropriation bill, about 4 weeks ago. Check if that Gathoni was there. Check if Gathoni was in Parliament when we were passing the appropriations bill for 23-24, back in June this year.
What would have made the difference if she was there?
At least get a basic understanding of what goes on in budgeting. Then you will get an appreciation that as a member of Parliament, it's your responsibility to appropriate resources, not the cabinet secretaries, not Kera, not Kenha, not Kura. 2, I've had her going around Kiambu saying, oh, all the resources meant for Kiambu have gone to Kikuyu constituency.
Yes.
I'm glad yesterday the cabinet secretary for transport was in Parliament to answer that specific question. Has there been inordinate or disproportionate appropriation of resources in the road sector? He tabled again documents, volume this thick, telling members of Parliament, hey, one, it is you who appropriates resources. It's you who allocates these resources. For Kera, we give each constituency an equal amount, all the 290 constituencies, including Banisa constituency, that doesn't have a member of Parliament. Members of Parliament are the patrons of their constituency road committees. As member of Parliament for Kikuyu, not as majority leader, I am the patron of the Kikuyu constituency roads committee. This year, I got 64 million shillings last year. I'm getting 69 million shillings on the 22 and 10% Kera allotment. What happens usually? You will look at the number of roads in your constituency. You will decide, I'll prioritize this, that road. What have I done, for instance? And I'm glad the minister made Kikuyu as a case example in Parliament. Instead of getting a budget of 69 million shillings and splitting it up into small contracts of 5, 4, 3, less than 10 million shillings, which is procured at the local level, I opt to put 30, 40 million shillings into a road that I can tarmac. That 30 any amount beyond 10 million shillings will not be procured at the local level. That's why you will find an advertisement by Kera at the region, at the national level, advertising for that contract. So my colleague will have a problem that I have advertised for the road from Reagan Magana for 40 million shillings, which is part of the allotment.
It's part of the 69.
Part of the 69. You had yours.
And she has the same 69.
Opted to procure at the local level. And you know what happens with procurement in this country.
So what you're saying is that there has been no reallocation of money from one constituency to another.
Nil.
Or one project in road to another.
Nil.
What we are seeing is just your strategy, and your strategy then ends up being in the papers.
My ingenious ideas to, instead of splitting up money, to consolidate money and make give people a solution that's lasting, more sustainable solutions. It's easier for me to procure at the local level, Latiff, and probably
benefit the local economy. Do local roads.
Yeah.
Procure. And I know you know what I mean when I say procure at the local level, a level of 10 million shillings and below.
Yeah.
Marama road, or use hardcore on the road. One rainy season, that road is all washed away.
But does
so
it have
go
to
to
be washed away,
Kidfama going Kikuyu today, they will tell you. We just tarmacked a 1.2 kilometers of road. Ask the Ministry of Roads, they will tell you, I got nothing in the budget for that road other than part of the Kera money that I got, like everybody else. Number two, what you have had those not so intelligent people, some of them say, that, Kera has done all this, like Kera is the only road agency in this country. I'll give you the case example of other constituencies in Kiambu County where I come from. Githunguri constituency, Lari, Gatondo South, Gatondo North. If you go to the Kenha books, and those records are there, those documents were tabled yesterday, they are benefiting from hundreds of kilometers under the Mau Mau roads that are under Kenha, courtesy of the former members of parliament of those constituencies. Those are ongoing projects that were lobbied for by the former member of parliament for Githunguri Kagowa Lydia, by former member of parliament for Gatondo South Moses Kuria, former member of parliament for Gatondo North Wanjiko Kibe, former member of parliament for Larry, can't remember his name. And one of the roads, actually one of the Momo roads, is a road that was lobbied for by the current member of parliament in the first term. Those roads are under Kenha, so you will not see them in an advert for Kera. Pure common sense. Why a member of parliament would want to appear on national radio and exhibit ignorance defeats me. Because what you should be doing other than come to lament on national radio, I can't come here, Latiff, and lament, I don't have a Kenha road in Kikuyu constituency. Every other road was advertised in the last regime for Lari, Githunguri, Gatondo South and Gatondo North. I don't have a Mau Mau route in my constituency. I then look at, that is what they did with Kenha. What can I do with Kera? What can I do with Kura? I go out and lobby for resources.
Well answered.
Make sure you get resources to your people.
Enough.
But don't whine when your people are whining. They elected you to be a leader to provide them with solutions.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.